The Burke County Sheriff's Office announced today that Hannah Grace Cobb was charged with involuntary manslaughter in the death of Telvin Osbourne. Osbourne was shot in the chest at a home on 4 Points Road on Sunday and pronounced dead at the hospital.
What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Like, share, subscribe, comment, IG, TikTok, bottom video, and we just gonna hop right into it. So, today we'll be talking about the recent white, well, it's gonna be, I'm gonna say it funny at first, but basically a white woman killing her black boyfriend. So, you probably seen at least you probably seen this on the internet a little bit. It did. I ain't gonna say it went viral because that sounds crazy, but it was a couple places people was in a little bit of an uproar about it because of how it went down. So I'm gonna give y'all first. I'm gonna give y'all the exact details, like what we know for sure, and then I'm gonna give y'all like some stories, some possibilities out of that. So what we do know at the moment, on February 23rd in Keysville, Georgia, Hannah Cobb, the white woman, and Telvin, my bad, Osbourne. One, they're not married, but they been dating for years. They have 2 children together, and they live together. So they have a lot of at stake with each other, or had a lot of stake with each other. Then, so the story is that they went out for whatever reason, just to have a good night or do a certain activity. They had a couple drinks. They come back, they get into an argument, and that is when he was shot and killed. So Cobb claims that. So let me say this first. She was charged with involuntary manslaughter. So what she is saying, her part of the story, she is saying that she accidentally, fired a gun while she was cleaning it, which, definitely is a possibility with guns. The second one, could they just, she just made her so angry that she upped it and shot him. Another possibility is that maybe she was cleaning it trying to intimidate him, and then it accidentally went off. But that's a little different than the first reason. You feel me? Actually just cleaning it, but cleaning it at 5 a.m. while you drunk sounds actually crazy. Like when you get all the factors in it. Like, yes, you might be on a routine to clean your gun every night, but on a drunken night at 5 a.m., you decide you still got to do it that night. And I'm not going to lie, you don't have to clean your gun. Like, if you miss, I ain't going to say you don't have to clean your gun every day, but if you miss a day of cleaning your gun, I don't think that would have affected your gun that bad. Basically is what I'm saying. I don't think it was that necessary. So, obviously, the reason why this was, such a story, such a thing, is because it's a white woman killing a black man. It's because one, people was in the uproar because she wasn't arrested on the spot, as well as she didn't get a murder charge. Obviously, like I said, she was charged with involuntary manslaughter, and as well as she wasn't charged with, not just murder, but she could have been charged with something like voluntary manslaughter, which is definitely worse in this case than involuntary manslaughter. So, I mean, there's nothing saying that once they gather more evidence, because it has also been reported that the police had also already got the phone records, are looking into that. So it's nothing saying that it might not get upgraded eventually, but at this moment in time, it's involuntary manslaughter. So that angered a few people because they feel like they just took her side of it without investigating. But she got this is going to be a trial and everything, so obviously they're gonna look a lot deeper to it. So I wouldn't just be sold on the fact about it being involuntary manslaughter. Oh, I did. Oh, I did forget to say, this is part of the evidence though. The sheriff's office said that they did not receive the evidence or not evidence, but the information. I'm gonna say that to support that, or evidence to support that she was cleaning her gun. Now, as I think about that, what exactly would be your evidence to clean that? They clean the gun. Um, the only thing I could think of is if they use some type of like some type of liquid form to help with the lubrication of the gun, pause, or something like that. maybe some bullet cartridges around, but that don't really help your case really. So I don't know what exactly would, be evidence of cleaning the gun besides, just maybe cleaning, materials like a rag or something like that that was very close by. But I'm not sure about that exactly, but that sounds not sounds, but that is important. So, and as well as the sheriff emphasized that this has not been ruled an accident.
Important for us to clarify that at no point during the investigation uh, was there any information about a person cleaning a weapon. It's crucial to note that the investigation has not been classified as accidental.
So I don't know if he's doing that, saying that, you know, eventually her charges will be upgraded, or he's just saying like they're not ruling that out right now. But obviously, we'll see when that time comes. Okay, so first I'm gonna say this. Uh, obviously, like I said, it did make the people angry. So what exactly, would get her a murder charge or a voluntary manslaughter charge? So involuntary manslaughter, is basically just saying exactly what her story is saying, that, she was using a gun recklessly in a manner that it fired and killed him. Voluntary manslaughter or murder would be either them finding a motive about why she was so angry and them upping and killing. Distance might play a factor in this, because if she is, if it's at point blank range, then that's going to be, probably get her upgraded if it's at point blank. If it was a little distance between them, that'll help her a lot in this case. At least not shit. At least not get voluntary manslaughter or murder. It also is evidence that saying she did try to attempt to administer first aid. So like that's another thing. Like I said, that could play. Maybe that to me is not maybe not going to change her charges, but I feel like that could play into a jury's hand. For because you can see that I can see that from a couple of perspectives. Personally, is one, you can say yes, she accidentally, like you said, go with her story. She accidentally fired, and then she tried to help her. That helps a lot for her involuntary manslaughter to voluntary manslaughter murder debate. But what this also could be, if they find evidence that maybe she thought about this before, or something else, then you doing it and then giving him first aid, you either just look remorseful or you look evil. So it's I don't, obviously, like I said, we don't know the exact thing, so I can't give you, exactly what happened, but that's, I'm giving you possibilities of what could have happened along with evidence. So I was watching, as well as I was watching a couple, obviously people with legal expertise saying this, and they felt like that the public perception could play a big deal in, in this case. I think for sure it would definitely play a big deal, especially when it comes to a jury. For the simple fact, like I said, race is involved. This is the South, and I mean, look at other cases of what public perception had. Like, public perception doesn't always deem that somebody is going to get off or get convicted, but public perception definitely, factors in public instances like that. So this would be an interesting case. One reason that I bring up public perception, because another reason this thing went so viral, is because it was a lot of tweets brought up of him, the guy who was, killed, um, disrespecting black women. So this is one tweet saying, "I'll fuck a dog before I fuck a black bitch. It got to be a white dog though." Then okay, so what else? Okay, so I said that tweet. So his Twitter, and this is from April 26, 2015, so about 10 years ago. And his Instagram is when I said Instagram, Twitter. His name is team underscore white girls. I'm not here to speak on it. Well, damn, they in the comments roasting his ass. But I'm not here, just to speak on a dead man like that. So I'm not gonna comment on my opinion. So this nigga says, "That was the best fucking party I ever went to. I swear on Team White Girls." I ain't gonna lie, bro. Nigga said he played in the snow and got far spiked. Nigga said he played in the snow and got frostbite. Oh my god. No. No. Alright. Let me see if I can find any more tweets. Another tweet, well his okay, so this is from, it says I love them white girls in his bio. They already know. Tailbone in between. And then, if some of his old tweets, white girls, arrow, black girls, that might not help his public perception. Basically, I don't know. It depends on how you see it in case that might not matter to some people. But obviously, a lot of people, especially the black community, they were not, they were not very happy about this, They would feel like he was self-hating. And so, yeah, it's a crazy scene, crazy incident. I'm just gonna say rest in peace because like I said, I'm not gonna speak on nobody dead like that. But he definitely, that's some crazy shit to go out to saying all that, and then one of them actually kills you. That is just like, you can't make no shit up like that, man. You cannot make no shit up like, nigga. You could have not wrote a book about that shit even better. Like, that shit sound crazy as hell. You said all that shit, you get killed by one, but obviously, with the evidence, like I said, I give y'all the details. She is charged with involuntary manslaughter this time. We don't know if it could get upgraded. There's a lot of factors that could be playing it, distance, intent. So, me personally, I'll just say I give my opinion. I think this will end up being I do think she would get an upgrade from voluntary manslaughter. Just for simply like I said, we haven't got the distance yet, but simply for the one, I just feel like one, for her to have shot once, because if it went off and they just gave her involuntary manslaughter, not murder, that means it shot once. So for her to have shot once and hit him, even though that hasn't came out yet, I'm going to assume the distance isn't that far. That's what I would think. Just because for her to just have healed him one shot, I just don't think the distance is as far. Yes, she could have hit him in the right spot, so it's not impossible. But I'm just saying. Also is my second point would be, why are you playing with the gun at that certain time? Like I said, yes, but it's 5 a.m. You've been drinking, and y'all got in an argument, and this is the time you decide to clean a gun. Like, maybe yes, this was part of your nightly routine. I understand having a routine, but once you're drunk 5 a.m., I don't think that's part of your nightly routine. So I think your whole night is thrown off at that point. So what's the point in just even getting into your routine? One, and two, it's just a terrible time to want to clean your gun. So like I said, I do believe kind of story where she pulled it out trying to intimidate him. Maybe he was in the club doing, because they were together, so maybe she was in the club like, nigga, why you was doing all that, yada yada yada. Because it doesn't, at this moment in time, they haven't released he was abusive or anything like that. He used to put it, they didn't release anything like that. So he has no history of saying that he was violent towards her. So I would just assume this was words or something he was doing too much that she ain't like, and she was like, nigga, and whatnot, nigga, because she white, but she was just like, nigga, fuck, I keep doing it, but she was just trying to, use the gun like, boy, you playing with me, and that motherfucker went off. So I do think, in my personal opinion, I don't think she'll ever get a murder charge. I do think she'll get involuntary manslaughter. Oh, let me just look up last before I end the video. What is the difference? She's in the state of Georgia now. So what's the difference in sentences? So in Georgia, involuntary manslaughter goes from a term of 1 to 10 years. So that's big. He said that's big already. I'm looking at it. Involuntary manslaughter goes from 1 to 20. So maybe she would, she probably would like to stay in the state of Georgia. You can get death penalty and life without parole, life in prison. Or if they say this is second degree, saying that she just got, angry, and they decided 10 to 30 years. So she is fighting from, going from 1 to 30 at this point. So basically, if she get involuntary, go from 1 to 10. Now we know how jail and stuff like works, so she might, end up sitting with trial and stuff and get time served, and if she get a year, she'll just get out as soon as it happens. So especially if she take a plea. So I see. So it's for her sake, it's important and very, 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 very important to stay on the manslaughter track. So, but I mean, it might be too late if they got all, if because she can't change no evidence now. So it might be too late. But shit, we gonna see. So like, share, subscribe, comment, IG, TikTok, bottom video, and we out.